self-obsessed, passive mass searching for a hassle-free existence. What if everyone in America was doing everything they could to avoid effort, and yet the secret of happiness was, in fact, effort? I have to confess, the first 35 years of my own life were spent looking for the easier, softer way. And as I wrote about more extensively in my program on self-motivation, 100 Ways to Motivate Yourself, I came to a jarring but liberating realization along the way. The easier I am on myself, the harder life is on me. I entered the Army after a few years in college because I thought I needed some self-discipline. Can you see the mistake in that? I couldn't. I had not really examined the phrase self-discipline in my life. I thought someone else could self-discipline me. I've bought many books over the years with which to improve myself. Before I realized what true self-motivation was, I would always look for the tape or book that made self-improvement look effortless. A typical title on my shelves is Grow Rich While You Sleep. The author who wrote that book sure knew his audience. I snatched that one up without even opening it. I bought subliminal tapes because they required the least effort of all. You don't even have to listen to them. Just play them somewhere near you. Perfect. I was attracted to self-help programs that featured affirmations and visualization because they're sold mainly for their effortless nature. With affirmations, you just repeat words over and over. You don't have to believe the words to say them, and you don't have to do anything. You just wander the face of the earth, muttering things like the Dick Tracy character mumbles. Transformation is achieved effortlessly. The biggest lie humankind has told itself in the past 50 years is that happiness is available without effort, that effort is painful, that effort is not valuable, and indeed, effort is to be avoided wherever possible, that a retirement of ease and comfort is something you owe yourself, and that only a thoughtless fool exerts any real energy in the course of a given day. It's a lie that enters the human biocomputer like a virus. Then the virus gets transferred from my computer to yours like this. Hey, you ought to get some of those pills. I lost 15 pounds in 2 weeks. I didn't have to do anything. Perhaps this effortless virus in my computer might tell yours that you ought to join this religious cult. It's great. The heavenly guru does all your thinking for you. You just have to passively follow. It's effortless. Tomorrow we're taking pills and Kool-Aid, putting plastic bags over our heads so we can join the big spaceship. Come on along. It's really easy. You don't have to do anything. They even tie the bags for you. The biggest intellectual breakthrough in the life of the great poet William Butler Yeats came when he realized that happiness and growth are one and the same. They could not be separated. You can notice this for yourself. You're happy when you're growing, and no growth you've ever made has ever been effortless. When you start to see the power in mentally owning things, in taking full creative possession of them, you'll own more and more situations and things. You won't want to pretend your life belongs to fate or luck. Many of the external circumstances in your life do, but so what? You won't be able to think of a circumstance you can't rise above once you've decided to own your own spirit. Once you own your own energy and spirit, you'll see the positive side of taking responsibility. Responsibility has gotten a bad name. We associate it with guilt and blame. But responsibility is magnificent if it's owned and thought about with a high level of consciousness. Responsibility is powerful when thought of in its positive sense. It's the ability to choose our responses. When you learn to take full responsibility for reaching a goal, you'll reach it in no time. When you learn to totally own a problem, the problem doesn't stand a chance. Absolute focus is the key to all great human achievement. Its opposite, preoccupation, is the enemy of all achievement. Write this thought down because it can change your life. Preoccupation is the enemy of all achievement. In any activity, preoccupation is the enemy of achievement. It's true with cooking, lovemaking, driving, golf, tennis, gardening, painting, anything. Taking ownership is the highest form of focus. It's a willingness to bring everything you've got to the situation. When you do that, your spirit wakes up and joins you in the battle. My own life was directionless and in financial ruin for many, many years. My essential problem was one of focus and ownership. I was pathologically preoccupied. I had 1,000 things going on at once. I had so little discipline and direction, which are the same thing really, that I sprayed my thoughts everywhere. My consciousness was like a garden hose with the nozzle turned to ultimate mist. No focus, no power. I was spread so thin you could see right through me. Living that way is a form of being so undisciplined that anything can pull your attention away. You can't say no to anything. I hear many complaints from people in my workshops who are going through the same kind of scattered lives. It's as if they're dying from 1,000 tiny distractions, bleeding from 1,000 little cuts. They report a life of being constantly drained by other people's requests, a life in which they have not learned to say no. Your ability to create who you want to be will depend on your willingness to develop a little used muscle known as the no muscle. If you never use this muscle, it won't perform for you when the chips are down. It'll be too weak to work. Any request by a coworker or relative will pull you from your life. The key to developing your no muscle is to first develop your yes muscle. If you'll first say yes to the things that are important to you, then saying no to what's not important will get easier and easier. Your list of goals and priorities is a form of saying yes to what's important to you. When you cultivate the habit of setting aside specific time to do the things you love and to be with the people you love, it becomes very easy to say no to those who try to cut in on you. Life is a dance. Don't miss the dance. If you plan a week in advance to take your son to lunch and a movie on a Saturday, it's no problem at all saying no to someone who asks you to come help them move their furniture. I've made a commitment to a little boy that I can't break, you say, and the people understand. The insanity starts when no goals, plans, or commitment are ever made, and people you don't even care about are taking all your time. You can't say no to them because you haven't said yes to anything else. The greatest value of planning and goal setting is that it gives you your own life to live. It allows you to continuously reinvent yourself towards strength and focus. It puts you back in charge. It allows you to focus on what's most important to you. So you won't walk around all week singing the Broadway song, "I'm just a girl who can't say no." Ask yourself these questions. What goals are most important to me? And how much time do I need to give them? What people are most important to me? And how much time do I give them? We become what we think about. Owners focus on what they want. Victims focus on what they fear. And both positions are pure invention. When I was a boy, my father was my idol. He was one of the most successful young businessmen of his generation. A war hero in World War II, he came home to embark on a career in business. He lived his life at an enormously high level of energy. It wasn't long before he was president and CEO of a number of industrial companies throughout the Midwest. He became the right-hand business partner of Warren Avis of Avis Rent-A-Car. When I was young, I remember flying with him in his small plane to one or another of his companies in Pennsylvania and New York and thinking that this man is the ultimate American hero. When my father wasn't flying around the country building his businesses, he would often walk across the street to join me and my friends in a pickup basketball game, which he would almost always win. He played like he owned the game. Desire, he used to say to me. Desire is everything. If you have enough of it, you can do anything you want. I guarantee you anything. My father used to take me to watch the Detroit Lions play football and point out the power of desire on the football field. His favorite football player was Doak Walker.